I want to thank everyone. Love they've sent to us.
It's very heartbreaking in one way. I watched Sharon yesterday. I teared up watching it because I've known Sharon a long time. She's a very, very close friend of mine. And to see her so broken in the way that she was.
Sharon is like my soulmate.
Sharon Osbourne wore what looks to be Ozzy's wedding ring as a necklace to his funeral, and suddenly we're reliving one of the most intense celebrity love stories of all time.
He credits much of his sobriety to Sharon's tough love.
Sharon! Everything I've done in my life, and this is the end.
Is Sharon Osbourne dying? At first, it sounds like tabloid exaggeration, a wild headline meant to grab attention. But then you look closer.
He's just...
You watch the clips, the interviews, the photographs. You notice the hollow cheeks, the trembling hands, the tired eyes.
So this isn't something that goes away. You have it forever. There's no cure. It's very emotional, but very happy. Surrounded by your friends, your family.
And you remember, Sharon was always fierce, always sharp, always ready for a fight. Yet now, she looks fragile, broken, almost like a flame burning down to its last flicker. So what's really going on? Is it just grief or something much darker? Let's start with what we know.
I think for everyone, there comes a time in their life when something becomes too much, overbearing, a health problem. Just, living in the world is hard enough.
Sharon has never been a stranger to health battles. In 2002, she was diagnosed with colon cancer. The odds were against her, but she fought. She fought like hell. She underwent grueling chemotherapy. She lost her strength. She lost her hair, but she never lost her fire.
And I want to thank everyone for all their tips and goodwill. Love they've sent to us.
She would sit on the set of The Osbournes, smiling for the cameras, while secretly fighting for her life. And she survived. She beat it. That was the Sharon we all knew. The fighter, the warrior, the woman who stared death in the face and laughed.
And this is the end, and this is how people are going to remember me as. And that's what they're going to remember me as.
But grief is a different kind of illness. It doesn't show up on a scan. It doesn't announce itself in test results. It creeps in silently, eats at the heart, and drains the will to go on. And those who've been watching Sharon closely since Ozzy's death have noticed exactly that.
We want to talk to you about Sharon Osbourne because I saw your post yesterday. You really loved her. You worked with her 5 seasons
I did.
on America's Got Talent. And we're very...
It's very heartbreaking in one way. I watched Sharon yesterday. I teared up watching it because I've known Sharon a long time. She's a very, very close friend of mine. And to see her so broken in the way that she was, they were married nearly 50 years.
Wow.
And they never pretended they had the perfect marriage. They had probably more challenges than most marriages would ever go through. But what they had underpinning it was a ferocious love. It was an undimmed, ferocious love. And when I saw Sharon without her Ozzy, it did make me choke up, actually, that very picture.
She doesn't talk much anymore. When she does, her voice trembles. The energy, the wit, the sharp tongue that made her a star on The Talk and X Factor, gone. Instead, there's silence. Long silences. Too many silences.
He's just... You can't dislike him. He has the best smile in the world. The best smile. He would smile at you and, you just like...
And here's where the speculation begins. Some say Sharon has stopped eating properly, that her once glamorous frame is now frail, her weight dropping alarmingly low. Others whisper about hospital visits. Unconfirmed, of course. But in Hollywood, whispers often mean there's fire behind the smoke. Could Sharon's body be giving out under pressure of grief? But that's not the only theory.
Not helping, because I'm just feeling sorry for myself, and that is no good. So we have to think.
Because Sharon's life after Ozzy is not just about mourning. It's about responsibility. Remember, Ozzy didn't just leave behind a family. He left behind a legacy. Black Sabbath, a solo career that sold over 100 million albums. Reality TV fame, merchandise, royalties, estates across the world. And who carries all of that now? Sharon. She's not just a widow. She's a guardian of an empire. Imagine carrying that burden while grieving the love of your life. The pressure to honor him, to protect his name, to fight off vultures circling for a piece of his legacy. Could it be that the stress isn't just emotional, but physical? Could the way to protecting Ozzy's empire be slowly killing Sharon?
That must have been hard for you to watch, him go through that and then try to quit and then go back. And because you've been married 27 years?
We're in our 28th year
Wow.
of marriage.
There's something even more unsettling. Fans who have followed the Osbournes closely know how deeply Sharon tied her identity to Ozzy. She wasn't just his wife. She was his manager, his savior, the one who pulled him out of addiction, out of bankruptcy, out of scandals that would have destroyed anyone else.
Sharon Osbourne wore what looks to be Ozzy's wedding ring as a necklace to his funeral, and suddenly we're reliving one of the most intense celebrity love stories of all time. The pair first met in 1970 when Ozzy was in Black Sabbath. Sharon was 18, he was 22. It's fun. In 2016, Ozzy's affair made headlines, and the couple separated. Then came forgiveness, therapy, and a second wedding. A vow renewal in Vegas in 2017. Ozzy called this one their real wedding day. Across their 52 years of knowing each other, Sharon said they were friends, lovers, husband and wife, grandparents and soulmates.
Sharon lived for Ozzy. Her entire life was built around him. In her own words, Ozzy is my life. Without him, I don't exist. Those words, once romantic, now sound haunting. Because with Ozzy gone, what happens to Sharon's will to keep going?
A lot of people are thinking it. Oh my God.
Happy early birthday.
Happy birthday, darling. I have another gift for you.
Here's a story that fans whisper about. At a small private gathering not long after Ozzy's funeral, Sharon reportedly clutched one of his old jackets to her chest and broke down in tears. Witnesses say she whispered, "I don't know how to live without him." Think about that. That's not just grief. That's a soul unraveling. But maybe this isn't just emotional. Sharon's health history tells us there could be more. After surviving cancer, she underwent a double mastectomy in 2012 when doctors discovered she carried a gene that increased her risk for breast cancer. She's fainted on live TV. She's been hospitalized multiple times. She's battled ulcerative colitis. Her body has been through wars. Could Ozzy's death have triggered something?
Just, living in the world is hard enough. And I think there should be more therapists in this country. I mean, I went to therapy for 9 months after I got let go from my job in America, for 9 months. And I literally didn't go. The only place I ever went for 3 months was to the therapist, wouldn't go out. So, yeah, everybody at some time in their life, and especially after lockdown, more people need a therapist here.
Another health crisis she's quietly fighting away from the cameras? And then there's her appearance. In recent photos, fans point out her drastic weight loss, her tired skin, the sadness etched across her face. She looks decades older than she did just a year ago. And here's the unsettling part. Sharon has always cared about her appearance. Plastic surgery, cosmetic treatments. She admitted to them openly. But now, it seems she doesn't care anymore. Almost as if she's letting go. But what if this isn't just about Sharon's health? What if it's about something hidden? Something the Osbourne family doesn't want the world to see? Because think about it. Jack and Kelly post about their grief. They share memories, stories, little glimpses into their pain. But Sharon? Silence. Too much silence. Could it be that her children are protecting her? Shielding her from the public because the truth is too heartbreaking? And then comes the darkest question of all. Could Sharon even want to follow Ozzy? Could her love for him be so consuming, so overwhelming, that life without him feels pointless? Remember what she said. Without him, I don't exist.
Sharon is like my soulmate. Sometimes I love her, sometimes I don't love her, sometimes I'm angry with her. Sometimes I'm crazy about her. Sometimes I'm very jealous of her. Sometimes I want to fucking kill her. But through it all, at the end of the day, I love her more than anything in the world. Put it this way, I couldn't live without her. I don't want to live without her. And my love for her now is bigger than it ever has been.
Those aren't words people forget. Those are words that sound almost like a prophecy. But here's where the mystery deepens. Because just when people began speculating that Sharon was disappearing into her grief, she made a rare appearance, public but brief. And instead of silencing rumors, it only fueled them. Her frail frame, her vacant stare, her slow movements. Fans said she looked like a shadow of herself.
You and Kelly have been very out front about like Ozempic, right? You're okay with that? Or that people talk about it?
Yeah, sure. It's not a sin to use Ozempic if you have a weight problem, so why not talk about it?
Has it been a positive experience for you?
Yes and no.
What's the no?
I can't put on weight now. And I don't know what it's done to my metabolism, but I just can't seem to put any on because I think I went too far and then I can't put it back on.
And then she disappeared again. No interviews, no updates, no sign of the fiery Sharon the world had always known. So what's the truth? Is Sharon Osbourne dying? Or is she simply mourning in her own way, quietly, privately, away from the noise of the world? Here's the thing about Sharon. She has always been in control of the narrative. She knows how to use silence. She knows how to use mystery. She knows how to make people wonder. And maybe that's what's happening now. Maybe Sharon wants us to ask. Maybe she wants us to feel the weight of her grief, to understand that Ozzy's loss wasn't just the end of marriage. It was the end of her entire world. But then again, what if the whispers are right? What if Sharon's health is failing? What if grief really is killing her slowly, one day at a time? One thing is certain.
What has she done to help you get where you are?
She wouldn't take any crap. I remember one occasion we were in New York and I'm having a bad time with it. And I said to Sharon, I wanted someone to cuddle me and say it's going to be all right. I go to Sharon, I think I'm dying. And Sharon goes, die quietly. I've got an appointment at 9 o'clock. I'm like, what sympathy do I get? You know.
Every time Sharon appears, every photograph, every report, leaves us with more questions and answers. And maybe that's the point. Because Sharon Osbourne has always known how to tell a story. And perhaps, just perhaps, this is her final story. But before you think you figured it out, consider this. There are whispers of something even bigger. Some say Sharon has been preparing something. A memoir, a final project, a goodbye of sorts. Something that will tell the truth in her own words, on her own terms. If that's true, then Sharon isn't just fading. She's planning her exit carefully, deliberately, like she planned Ozzy's career. And if that day comes, it won't just be goodbye. It'll be Sharon's last masterpiece. So is Sharon Osbourne dying? Or is she simply writing the last chapter of her own extraordinary story? The truth, for now, remains a mystery. But one thing for sure, every tear, every silence, every frail photograph keeps us watching, keeps us waiting, keeps us hungry for answers. And that hunger, that curiosity, is exactly why Sharon Osbourne, even in grief, still holds the world in the palm of her hand. Because love like hers doesn't just end. It lingers. It consumes. It leaves us asking the question we're all afraid to answer. What happens to Sharon now?